Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. The Tampa Pro 212 has let out, and we have a new champion. Kerrith Bajjo wins the event. He is going to the Olympia, to his first Olympia, and I couldn't be prouder for him because I actually work with him, and he's worked his butt off over these last couple of years, winning his pro card at a Masters event, in which a lot of people think doesn't translate to the open division. I knew he had the talent to do it. He's worked his way up the ranks. He placed third. A lot of people thought he could have been a little higher in Chicago 2 weeks ago. And I said, look, you're going to come back. We're going to bring you in even tighter than you were before. And that's exactly what we did. And he came in, he was probably right around 212 for the Chicago Pro. And I had him down to in the probably 208, 207, because I knew the conditioning was going to be the key factor for who wins this show, especially going up against guys like, John Jewett, who is known for his conditioning, Ahmed Elsadany, known for conditioning and structure. I know Kerrith has tons of muscle on his body. It's put together and it's laid out well. He really has no flaws in his physique in terms of gaps. And I said to myself, Kerrith, you got to come and peel to the bone, which means you got to suffer. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't complain. He suffered. He dieted. He cardioed. We virtually went, no carbs, no fat for a couple days, just to really wring him out a little drier, to bring in every little detail. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for this show, because conditioning, I think, was the winning factor looking at this lineup and looking at the pictures and the videos that were up there, because Kerrith has a lot of wow to his physique, we know that, but when you bring him on stage and he turns around and hits a back double bicep and he's got glutes and hamstrings, that's impressive with his physique and his structure. And that's what won it for Kerrith Bajjo here. Ahmed Elsadany from the front, you see that front double bicep of Ahmed, and man, you almost get scared. It's so good. His waist is so tiny. He's got those big arms. But I felt that from behind, he could have been harder. And I think had he really wrung it out from behind, he could have won this show. Because he's got a lot of bells and whistles to his physique. He's got a lot of wow. I've been a very big advocate of his physique from day one. I think he's going to be great pro. He's going to be on that Olympia stage battling it out. He's got to bring in better conditioning from behind. He's got to bring those glutes and hamstrings ridiculous. Not just lines, but ridiculous. And when he does that, he's going to be very, very dangerous. Bo Lewis, look, this guy is super impressive. We've said it before. He's won shows. He's a guy who, when you're competing in a lineup, you don't want to have to stand next to, because he'll make you look bad. But once again, he did not bring the level of conditioning from behind that I felt he needed to really take home the victory here. I believe anyone in that top four could have won this show had they been at their best. Kerrith Bajjo at his best this year, and on this day in this show. John Jewett, he's the guy who's always the most conditioned guy in the show. But he's also the guy that if he doesn't bring the ridiculous conditioning and he only brings good conditioning, he can be beaten. And I think that's what happened here today. He brought a full look, rounder look, but he gave up a little bit of that insane conditioning that he brings to the stage. And maybe he was, maybe the judges told him come in fuller, but I felt he lost a little bit of sharpness especially from behind, a little bit even from the front in the abdominal area. And I think that's why he wound up in fourth here, because he easily could have come in here and won this show. He's got the tool set to do it. We know that. Everyone in that top four can win a pro show on any given day. Kerrith Bajjo, however, was the man of the night. He brought the goods, he brought the conditioning, and he is going to the Olympia. Congratulations to Kerrith Bajjo. I couldn't be happier for you, my friend. And that's going to take us to the end of this little wrap-up. Tomorrow will be the men's open, when we will be back highlighting what happens there. For now, though, I am Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle news update.